We need to talk about this. This is pretty interesting. Not funny. I don't know why I'm laughing. I'm kind of laughing. It's that horrified laugh. Like I can't believe this is real life. So what happened was, I'll give you like the specifics exact. So NPR senior business editor Yuri Berliner penned a scathing piece for Barry Weiss's Free Press, pointedly critiquing the publicly funded, let me repeat that, publicly funded outlet and portraying it as an institution that has descended into the depths of wokeism. And then, of course, no surprise, huge fallout from NPR for him. And Catherine Mayer, is that how you say? I think that's how you say it. She is the president and CEO, and she's quite a character. I've got a video for you, but first let me just add that Trump and several others are calling for the defunding, essentially government, removal of government funding for NPR if their agenda is a woke agenda, if it's a biased agenda. And just an idea of this woman, she gives Kamala Harris a run for her money with word salad. You ready for it?
Oh, please.
Is that part of the reason we have such glorious chronicles to the human experience in all forms of culture is because we acknowledge there are many different truths. And so in the spirit of that, I'm certain that the truth exists for you and probably for the person sitting next to you. But this may not be the same truth. This is because the truth of the matter is very often, for many people, what happens when we merge facts about the world with our...
Okay, there's more. I just can't even. It's just this long thing about, truth is truth to some people, but your truth is different from somebody else's truth. That's like one of their favorite ones, right? Like, your truth, speak your truth. Shut up. There's truth and there's not truth. That's it. If you have your truth and there's some other truth, somebody's truth is false. Like it's just wrong.
That's where it becomes a belief.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So this is her with a Biden for president hat on. So I don't think there's any conflict of interest there, right? I mean, I don't think there's any kind of nothing, right? Nothing to see here.
Listen, I've been referring to NPR as National Proletariat Radio for decades. There should be no, if you're going to have state-funded media, there's no editorializing. None.
Right.
Zero. Right? It is facts and facts only, or it is for basic education ppurposes. Right?
Yeah.
PBS. Same concept. That's
same concept, and there's been some eyebrow raising,
for sure,
things there, absolutely, and if you're not disturbed by it, you really should be, because this is who and what controls the narrative for the masses.
Yeah, listen, I'm not a safe space guy. I mean, that's not kind of how I operate, but NPR should be the media safe space. If you're tired of Fox, if you're tired of MSN, if you're tired of CNN, if you're whatever it is, if you're tired of the biased crap in our media, NPR should be, theoretically, because it's publicly funded, it's non-biased, it's non-political, that should be the place that you can go as a safe space and get clean, unbiased media. That's what it should be. And it shouldn't matter the administration. It shouldn't matter who runs Congress or who's in office, any of that stuff. They should have a locked-in budget that can't be touched no matter what the party says, blah, blah. It should be all those things, right? That's what NPR should be. Obviously not happening. It's all of the left-leaning media. It's all the things that we've heard are going on at NPR, that are going on at the Wall Street Journal and all of these other places where it's like, well, if you're a conservative, one, your career path's not lasting long at that location. And two, you're going to get harassed the entire time that you're there. It's going to be a very uncomfortable work environment. And most of the time, you're not going to get the time of day from anybody who matters, right? They're going to see work that you do. They're going to shove it off to the side. It's never going to see the light of day. Same thing's happening at NPR. It is literally an entire culture and an entire workforce of liberal media, and they're pushing a very specific message.
Mm-hmm.
Not an accident.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And, frighteningly, there's a lot of people who have just believed that they are impartial, that they are neutral, that they're, and they're a little bit shocked. Like, wait a minute, what? Now, I don't know how that happens. That if you're listening, I don't know how you can think that. But in fairness, I don't listen to them. I don't watch. I'm not interested. I just never have. But, and I'll make another point too quickly that I can tell you, I have never heard a liberal or person on the left or a Democrat say, I can't talk about my politics at work. I can't say who I support. I've never heard them say that. I can tell you the countless number of private messages I have gotten from friends, family, strangers over the past few years of people saying, thank you so much for saying what you're saying and doing what you're doing. I can't comment on your post publicly because my job or my family or this. I've never heard a liberal, or if you want to just be called a Democrat, whatever. I've never heard them say those words, but I've heard it a hell of a lot from the right.
Yeah, it's definitely the, you've got one side that, let's be frank, and we're going to use generalities because, there's exceptions to every rule. Mm-hmm. But in general, the conservative side of the coin will look at somebody with a liberal point of view and go, boy, they're an idiot, or I don't agree with them, or I wish they would just shut up. There's very, very rare do you get the outrage, the backlash, the violent and viral, kind of resistance to anything that a liberal is saying coming from a conservative.
Right.
Right. And certainly not now. It may come in response. Like,
I was just going to say, yeah, it comes in response and reaction, but it's rarely, if ever, prompted. Like, and I'll tell you again, from my own personal experience, I have never, ever once sought out a liberal person's page or posts or whatever so that I could go on there and argue with them. And I have never ever done that. I have so many more better things to do with my time than to go and troll people that I disagree with. I would rather watch paint dry than to do something so absurd and hamster wheel mentality. So yeah, very, very different
mentality.
Yes, very different. Very different
mentality for sure. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But this is, the key to this, to roll back around to the topic, is publicly funded taxpayer dollars. Mm-hmm. This should not be biased. I don't care who's in office. Right. None of us. I don't care who your party is. Mm-hmm. Right. Because again, when the party switches in the White House or the party you know what I mean? Like this can easily flip over the other direction. And that's not right either. Right.
No.
NPR, PBS, publicly funded taxpayer dollars, non-political, right? Mm-hmm. It shouldn't be party messaging, period. That's it. Because
it's so insane that it's even, right? That it's even necessary to say is beyond absurd, but obviously this is where we're at. And I love that you made that point, Clay, that it doesn't matter which side we're talking about. It's a simple flat out no, government funding should not be, it just shouldn't happen. It shouldn't happen, period. Nope.